So basically, watching First Take this morning, and one of the questions is, what are your thoughts on Dak's comments? Now, Dak's comment basically is saying there would have been a lot more headache and distraction than getting to it. Of course, him basically stating that he's glad that there was a resolution to the issue. Let me explain something, people. At the end of the day, the Cowboys got worse. When you give up a generational talent like Micah Parsons, it just does not make any sense. You try to take a look at the franchise, you try to take a look at the ownership, you take a look at the GM, you figure out who made this decision. But here is the significance of the problem. It is the owner, Jerry Jones. The reason being is because Jerry likes to get in the way. He has to have full control. Stephen Jones is there, but Stephen Jones is just literally a body. He is not the actual person that's going to be able to truthfully make finalized decisions without Jerry's okay. Jerry has to have his nose in everything. He's got to have his finger on the pulse of whatever the Cowboys are about. And it's definitely not about winning championships. Because if you're about winning championships, you don't trade away a generational talent like Micah Parsons. Now, look, I ain't saying Micah Parsons is literally the only player that the Cowboys have, but when it comes to that defense and what they bring to the table, he is a massive part of that. So with them trading him away to Green Bay, getting 2 first-round picks, getting Kenny Clark, it's like I stated before. You basically got the 2 first-round picks. You have no idea what these 2 young men will be over these next 2 years. You know what Kenny Clark is, but Kenny Clark is not Micah Parsons. Let's just make that very clear. We're not even going to do that. We're not going to make it seem as if that's the case. But this is what I will say on the whole situation. You shouldn't have traded Micah Parsons. You should have paid the man to keep your defense strong, to keep your defense stout. You have a defensive leader, a young generational talent who's entering his prime and is only going to get better. And you couldn't get that man his money because you faked a handshake agreement when you just had a conversation. When the man wanted you to talk to his agent, you didn't want to. When everybody is looking and going, well, you get on national television, I don't do that, I don't do this, and me and Micah, we had our conversation and everything was good, and I don't understand why we have to involve agents. That was a handshake deal, and we should have signed off on it, and all this other stuff. Then after you trade them, man, you get on national television talking about, we made the right decision. You trade away a generational talent, you weaken your defense, you don't help your team get any closer to winning a Super Bowl, yet you made the right decision. I'm sorry, Cowboy fans. This is unfortunately what you have to live with in your owner, Jerry Jones.